Okay, there we go.
I leave here, I gotta go grab my dump truck, go to the dump.
Okay,
No,
everybody ready? Sure. I'd like to call the meeting to order of the Syracuse Industrial Development Agency. We'll start by calling a roll call of the board. I'm Kathy Murphy.
Ken Kinsey?
All present and accounted for. Proof of notice was properly served, and we'll start with the review of a motion for the minutes of our last board meeting held on May 20th. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Motion approved, motion to approve by Ken. Is there a second?
Second, Ricky.
Second, Ricky. Any changes, comments, concerns? If not, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, abstention, motion carries. First item of new business is an application by GW Syracuse to authorize a public hearing in July. Sue?
Good morning, everyone. In your packet is an application from GW Syracuse LLC seeking to do a new project up on East Genesee Street, 712 to 716 East Genesee and Fayette Street. It is going to be a mixed project with residential on the top and about 6,000 square feet of commercial on the first floor. It's going to consist of approximately 283 residential units with a mix of bedrooms ranging from studios to 4-bedroom units. And the resolution in your agenda is seeking simply to have a public hearing held with respect to the project. The total project costs for this matter are approximately $114 million, so it is a big project. That would result in approximately $3.8 million of sales and use tax exemption and approximately $643,000 of mortgage recording tax. The amount of the pilot savings will be determined once the cost-benefit analysis is finalized. So today, we're just asking for a public hearing.
Thank you, Sue. I will note the executive summary dropped a couple of zeros. It's not 114,000, it's 114 million. I'm sure Chris is listening. And I also would note that the applicant, Chris Geiger, and James Trasher, CHA, who are also working carefully on the project, have been in touch with us on almost a daily basis. Unfortunately, neither one of them could be here this morning, but we're only authorizing the public hearings, so they will be present in July to answer questions and take comments. Are there any questions or comments? Hearing none, is there a motion to authorize the public hearing in July?
Motion.
Moved by Dirk. Second, Ken. All in favor, please say aye. Opposed, abstention, motion carries. Thank you all very much. Next item on the agenda, for those of you listening and in the audience, I just want to say that we will be holding the agency policy item until our July meetings. We, in our final review last night, caught a math error in the schedules, which I believe occurred in a cut and paste situation. And out of abundance of caution, counsel, Susan, has advised that we hold any passage or comments until the new schedule is corrected, posted, and circulated. So we will do that in the next few days, get it to the board, get it out to the jurisdictions and anybody else, and then take additional comments, hopefully for consideration in July. Anything else, Sue, on that?
That's it.
Any other comments or questions or concerns? Okay, so that's a hold. Next item on the agenda is the approval of a CFA application, and Bree is here to share the details with us. Morning, Bree.
Good morning, Brianka Hill, Director of Business Development for the City of Syracuse. So today I wanted to ask the board for permission to apply for this season's CFA consolidated funding application through New York State for the ESD Planning and Feasibility Study Grant. Specifically, reviewing and kind of reading through the executive summary that was included in the agenda packet. The agency is currently preparing a grant application for up to $100,000 to the New York State Consolidated Funding Application to ESD to commission a new commercial corridor study that will update a prior study completed in 2019. As you guys may recall, back in 2019, we had Camoin complete that study for us. This updated study will provide new industry market data and demographic information, as well as strategic planning work that will be used for business recruitment and expansion opportunities within commercial corridors within the city of Syracuse. The industry market data and demographic information will support strategic planning, including but not limited to the city's efforts to implement the Bus Rapid Transit System, BRT, in commercial corridors in order to leverage other investments, including transit-oriented development opportunities throughout the city. The study will also provide recommendations that will be used to inform how the city deploys resources in order to revitalize commercial districts in order to create job opportunities for city residents. The program does require a 50% match, and staff is requesting approval of an amount not to exceed $50,000 to be contributed by the agency. This grant also may sound familiar, as we did try to apply for it last year. We did have the opportunity to connect with members from ESD to get feedback regarding why our application was unsuccessful. And with that feedback, we were able to incorporate those changes into this year's application. As I mentioned, our focus for this year will be more so centered around transit-oriented development due to the BRT being implemented over the next several years through Centro. So we think there's lots of opportunity there. But yeah, I will take questions if there are any.
Thanks, Bree. Questions? Comments?
When would the funds be obligated? Would SIDA's money be obligated to we're authorizing the application at this time?
So, good question. Typically, awards for the CFA are made in the fall. So we should be hearing back from ESD regarding if we were successfully awarded or not by then. I do know once the award comes in, we will be required to put up 10% of that match immediately. And then we will go through the process of securing who, I guess, the contractor will be to perform the study. We're uncertain if we want to continue to utilize Camoin or if we're just going to open it up, I guess, to do like an RFP process. But once that process has been vetted and completed, we'll be able to move forward with actually paying for it.
So do you think that we would expend $5,000 in this calendar year and $45,000 in the next calendar year?
Yes, although I can't make any promises due to the fact that the state has their own processes and they move at their own
pace.
speed. Yes, so that would be the plan, but it's all dependent on how fast we get that paperwork back.
Thank you.
Typically, those award announcements are in November, December. So even
Right.
into the following.
Any other questions or comments for Bree? Thanks so much, Bree.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Is there a motion to approve the application and to commit our match at not to exceed $50,000?
So moved.
Thank you, Dirk. Second by Ricky. Thank you. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, abstention, motion carries. Thank you. Next item on the agenda, Sue, Joint Schools Construction Board.
Yes, so this is just an FYI for the board, really. The Joint Schools Construction Board is proceeding ahead with Phase 3 of the program to renovate the schools within the city. This will be an approximately $400 million project. They are currently working with the State Ed Department to approve the final plans. They did issue an RFP and have retained an underwriter to assist them with the structure for the bonds and the marketing of the bonds. They will not issue until probably the beginning of 2027, but the process has to start early because they facilitate also work with the board in order to get all state approvals. So we just wanted to let you know that this was coming in conjunction with the underwriter being onboarded by JSCB. There were disclosures the underwriter needed to provide to all the parties. They delivered those disclosures, and Kathy, as the chair, acknowledged receipt. So we just wanted the board to know that's going on. You probably won't hear a lot more about it for another year, but it is coming, and something we're looking forward to see the schools continue to have this work done.
Great, thank you, Sue. You're welcome. Comments? 0.5%. Any other business items before the board? Anyone wishing to bring anything to the board? Hearing none, I'll take a motion to adjourn. Motion made by Ricky, second by Ken. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstention, motion carries. Have a wonderful day, everyone.
Stay cool
Have
and
a
vote.
happy 4th.
Yes, happy 4th of July. Stay cool.
You're gonna send us a calendar about